Union Minister Rajnath Singh spoke to Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and other opposition leaders today regarding the presidential elections that are due next month. Sources have said that the government will try to form consensus with the opposition. No names were discussed at this particular stage. The other leaders, Mr. Singh has spoken to include Congress's Mallikarjun Kharge as well as Naveen Patnaik, along with Akhilesh Yadav. Mr. Singh also spoke to one ally, that's Bihar's Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, whose relationship with the BJP has hit a rough patch since the 2020 Assembly elections. And at the behest of Mamata Banerjee, a group of opposition leaders met in Delhi on Wednesday to discuss the issue. 5 key parties, however, were missing from the meet. Sharad Pawar's name was proposed, but he has turned down that very proposal. My colleague Himanshu has the details.
An opposition show of strength led by Mamata Banerjee for the presidential polls. The West Bengal Chief Minister proposed the name of 81 years old NCP Chief Sharad Pawar right at the beginning. But the man who is holding the Maharashtra coalition together declined, saying he still had a political innings to play.
I personally, even all the members of the meeting, they unanimously suggested Sharad Pawar's name. Unanimously. If Sharad Pawar is agreed, is okay, but he said he is not interested. And if not, then the name should be come from the political parties. They will consult Sharadji, consult with others, and then it will be decided.
Sources say none of the other parties had any names to propose. And towards the end of the meeting, the West Bengal Chief Minister suggested the names of former Governor Gopal Gandhi and National Conference Chief Farooq Abdullah as potential opposition presidential candidates. Sources say there was chaos at the meeting when Mamata proposed a resolution against the Modi government. Several parties said it should have been circulated earlier and that this meeting should stick to the presidential polls agenda. The opposition leaders will meet again on the 20th or 21st of June to decide on this.
No, the subcommittee has not been finalized. All the leaders of the parties have decided, requested Khargeji, Mamata Banerjee and Sharad Pawarji to contact each and every leader for the next meeting.
But if the meeting was meant to be a show of strength for the opposition, it was not an ideal start, with key parties staying away or not being invited. 22 parties were called, but there were 5 key absentees, including the TRS and the Aam Aadmi Party. Fence-sitters like the Biju Janata Dal, which have helped the BJP in the past, also stayed away. The elephant in the room turning out to be the Congress, in a weak position electorally, yet still the largest national party. Most of the parties, including Mamata Banerjee's TMC, are fighting the Congress on home ground. The TRS raised strong objections to the Congress being invited, saying there was no question of sharing any platform with the party. Aam Aadmi Party and the Akali Dal also stayed away. The Congress and the left attended today's meeting despite their frosty ties with Mamata. But opposition unity is clearly easier said than done. With key players staying away from the opposition, it's a tough task to take on the NDA in the presidential polls with the numbers clearly in the BJP's favour. With Himanshu Shekhar, Usama Shah for NDTV.